Hello guys, Sazan here, this is the Daily Grind, and this is Saint Seiya Tencent, and I think the news are already out. Gold Hyoga is going to be the next featured character banner for the Awakening version. Oh, there's my Legion announcement in the Chinese server. Yeah, loyals to Athena, Power Latin. Um, and I'm not happy. Well, for starters, I won't be able to make a video about him because he's pretty much the only character I don't have. This is not a secret. Every time the roster is mentioned, I am very open about stating that this character is one that I don't have. I don't know if he can be gotten here in the Chinese server, but we can test them. Test them, by the way. So let's go test Gold Hyoga. It's just that this is not the real environment. That's why I prefer the training hall, because at least you can showcase the character against real opponents. Here's the thing. For example, he doesn't consume energy, so you can put this cross is a taunt. Over there and just heal this girl. And now they are forced to attack poor June. So you keep stacking marks. If you see there is a cross over June, you can keep stacking marks like that, and now everybody attacks June because she has kind of taunt thing on her. Let's use this, and you just keep repeating, but you can showcase the rest of the kit because when she is hit, there is a chance that Gold Hyoga will counter strike using his Aurora Execution or his Aurora Thunder attack. I don't remember which one it is. But it cannot be shown this way. Indeed, it's kind of pointless. His basics is a very basic attack. That's all there is to Gold Hyoga. And you cannot even kill people here. So there is that. You can showcase the character, and I don't know. I think Hyoga is exclusive in the Chinese server in the sense that you cannot summon him until you gather his pieces since he was a gachapon exclusive over here in the Chinese server. As you see, his passive doesn't trigger, so you cannot really showcase the character. But that's the thing with him. You put the Southern Cross mark on a teammate, and if that teammate gets attacked, then Hyoga will attack along with him. There you go. Just let me check if the crystal wall was affecting something. No, it's just not triggering. Anyways. So he's a good character, he's very meta, he's going to upset the meta in the Awakening server because it's a very new unit. In reality, Hyoga is made to counter Evil Saga, and Evil Saga is not there. He's not there yet in the Awakening version. So I'm not entertained and I'm not happy. I'm not cool with this. This is GT Arcade outright throwing away the mask of pretending they care for players or they care for the game. They're about to launch Knights of the Zodiac in September. Apparently, it's when the American server is going to go out. The Euro, Latin American servers are going to go live. Don't expect them to be any different, quite frankly. Like I'm gonna test the Knights of the Zodiac server to see what it's like. They are already announcing Saga as the first banner. The game is not out, and they are already announcing the banners for that version of the game. So yeah, they don't care about release order, they don't care about the meta game, they don't care about the well-being of players, because there's his thing. There is this thing. Over here at the Chinese server, for 5 or 6 months more or less, we have gotten right after Poseidon came out, actually, they started giving the first 2 stamina recharges for free. That makes stamina more expensive because the first time you recharge is going to be a 90 diamond price tag right there. But you get 2 for free every day. You get tons of Pope Scrolls. I have 151 right now that I haven't used, and I'm about to start farming, by the way, for today. So they can give you a character that released just a month ago. Gold Hyoga is 1 month old. He still hasn't really proven himself in the metagame, but he's very popular and he makes Misty borderline overpowered sometimes. But they cannot give us the 8 cents dungeon, even though you can get 8 cents material, because sometimes when you open these chests, or if you open this chest, the one for 500 hearts, where is it? Here it is. Sometimes you get 8 cents material here. Well, I didn't. Well, in the Awakening version, there is no 8 cents, there is no 8 cents dungeon, but you can already get 8 cents materials. And I'm gonna show you in another video later that I already have like 6 or 7, 6 or 7 or 8. So there is that. They're introducing a character from 1 month ago in the Chinese server, like 10 months ahead of schedule. Ooh, I'm about to finish rhyming. I'm very happy. But they can't give us the better drops from this version. So GT Arcade just threw away the mask, and they have shown us by implementing Gold Hyoga that they only care about the money. They want you to spend every week whatever amount, but they want you spending hard and fast. Instead of making attractive fighter medals like the Chinese server, they are starting to give skins exclusively through the fighter medal. But we still have a lot of free skins. In fact, I bought this one for Yusuriha last night with all the tickets I saved for free, and I can still buy all of this except Mariachi Kiki, Mariachi Loco Kiki. But this skin doesn't give stats. No skin gives stats in the Chinese version, and very, very few are exclusive. Do you want to see exclusive skins that are actually interesting? There's, for example, you get this one for spending gems with the Grad Foundation or something. I don't know if in the Awakening it's the exact same. But you have to spend what constitutes around $20 and you get this. $20. If you know this, no stats are attached to the skin. This one you get for free with just the skin tickets. This one costs you coupons in the Awakening version and gives stats. Here, no stats given, because it's a cosmetic item. It's just for looks. Then there was the Christmas one. They could give us this in the Chinese server, in the Awakening server, right away, because it's something that already happened. The models are already installed in the game. GT Arcade has nothing to create for this game. So if you're lucky, maybe you're going to get this one next Christmas. So in about 5 months. This is the newest one. It's for the summer event, and it requires you to have spent over the past year 888 yuan. That's about $150 during the past year. It was cumulative. It's a lifetime achievement. Again, no stats were given, because this is just for fun. This is just to showcase, to show off with your fellow players, so they know that you are into whale territory. And if you this is only expensive if you have never ever spent money into the game. That's when it becomes expensive. But the lifetime achievement also has a reward in the fact that there is an event that is recurring that also asks for a lifetime spending. But once you have spent enough to cover all the steps of the event, then you always get that for free afterwards. So where's the other one? This one was with Fighter Medal 2 over here. So it's just $10 and you get a ton of prizes along with that. The skin for June, Summer Sailor. It's probably a new fetish for me now because it's very weird to look at this. But again, you see no stats. Summer is about to end, and GTRK didn't do any of this. This one is for the first year anniversary. There's the birthday cake and everything. So who else got stuff? Because oh yeah, Shion. You have to do normal grinding with Shion. There it is. Free skin for everybody. First anniversary. So maybe for May next year, you're going to get this in the Awakening version. It's like Joso Games and GT Arcade live in the 90s and pretend that you can still keep stuff from people. Like if they don't talk about the Chinese server doesn't exist and they are creating this. That would have worked like maybe around 2005 because the Saint Seiya online community wasn't as big as it is right now, and all the Saint Seiya fans have always been very close together, even if we have our differences, namely that I don't like Los Canvas but like Omega. But that's beside the point. Anyways, usually the Saint Seiya community is very close knit. We work well together, unlike other anime stuff. I think the only big point of contention for Saint Seiya fandom is who is more powerful, Saga or Shaka. Like that's a big one, and then the other one is just how canon Lost Canvas is, and the true answer is it's non-canonical. It's a pipe dream, very well drawn, very badly written. The anime quality is also very awesome, but it suffers from the fact that it's a fixed fic in reality. It has no substance. It adds nothing to the Midos. And I have bad luck with this. That's a guy from my Legion anyways. So there's that. GT Arcade just showcased that they only care about the money. And they are doing in reverse, they're doing the same. In the Knights of the Zodiac version, it's like the Singapore, the Gamma Movie version for Japan, and the Chinese original server. They don't exist. This is a new game that is just coming out. That's how they are handling that. That's how they are going to do that. And they don't care about the release order. If the Chinese server were to release Zeus next week, you can bet your ass that the Awakening one is going to have it with very crappy drops as soon as possible. Like they cannot give you the 2 staminas for free. They don't have the 8 cents. They are going to release a character that is just 1 month old that started after this game mode for prices. Here you get shards for blue books in pretty much every chest. So farming for blue books is not that hard in the Chinese server. they are not updating the Seal Tower anytime soon, even though they can because the server supports it. And now you can get up to 10 free Blue Book shards in the Seal Tower. So that's 40 per month. That's 15 more than what the current Seal Tower in the Awakening version gives. The other prices are super crappy. But just from the Blue Books, just from the money you can save in Blue Books, that's a pretty cool thing. So they can give us a character that came out last month, 10 months ahead of schedule, but they cannot give us the game modes where you farm Blue Books. They are only after your money. I can tell you the drop rates are crap in both versions, but it feels way more crappier in the Awakening one. So maybe they're messing around with drop rates. Also, they do this shit with the double banners that has never happened in the Chinese server. It's always a single character banner or it's a special event. Why haven't we gotten the Gather the 12 Gold Saints banner in the Awakening version instead of filler repeats and shitty double banners? The Gather the 12 works like this. If you pull an S grade card, it's going to be a Gold Saint and exclusively a Gold Saint that you don't have. It usually excludes Arayashiki. That's why people believe that Arayashiki is limited in the Chinese version. No, he is just out of the special banners. But you, after Arayashiki came out and he had a repeat banner, but that's why that he got that because people actually asked for a second banner. There was a survey, and one of the questions was that if you would like to see a character making a special repeat banner, and the guy who won was Arayashiki. But from there to now, he's never been again featured. No character has been repeat in a single banner. So yeah, he's limited in that sense that he's not considered just like Outrage Shiryu. This guy is always excluded for special banners. And he can only be summoned. He only appears in normal and advanced summons and augmented reality stones after you gather his shards and build him for the first time. That's the case too for Phoenix Iki. If you haven't bought him for money, he is never going to show into summonings. So he's limited that way, just like Arayashiki. But as you can see, you can get repeats of this guy. This guy is also usually excluded from special banners. This one that I already explained, it's a 10-cent exclusive that we are probably not going to get in Awakening. But she is also always listed as she is not appearing in the special banner, cannot be summoned through the special banner. And most recently, the guys who don't appear, aside from Arayashiki, if there is a special banner like the missing S card, you're going to get during the pulls, your first pull that is S rated is going to give you an S card that you don't have. Everybody is included but Arayashiki, Divine Phoenix, Divine Pegasus, and Evil Saga. those guys are always excluded from special banners that give you a missing card. But you can pull them through advanced summoning and during a normal banner at any time. Just, just that the rate is 3.5 divided, that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 30. I know. It's divided. It's 3.5 divided among 28 because I'm missing Gold Hyoga. Oh, also Gold Hyoga doesn't appear in special banners or missing S card. These last three are dupes, so I was counting wrong. But those are the only excluded. Oh, and Pegasus Seiya doesn't appear in special banners. So if you are missing Sagittarius Seiya, even though he is an S card, he won't appear in a special banner because you can farm him. That's the reason he doesn't appear. So nobody is paywalled in this version. There is none of that. He won't be appearing after the event like that Poseidon. My Poseidon, my very own Poseidon, I only got 5 weeks ago because every time I tell this, time has passed. So now it's 5 weeks. This is a new character for me, and I actually got him at the same time I got Divine Iki in that same banner. So even if it takes a long time in the Chinese server, you are eventually going to get the whole roster because you every time you pull, you get a special chance. So for example, right now, I might get lucky. That's bad luck or not as good luck. So whatever. So where's the banner for? Oh, here it is. It's next to Sextant. Let's just pull once and see what happens. It's probably going to be a Black Saint. No, it's Sextant. Hey, and I get to share that. Oh, sorry, it's gonna mess the video, but 30 diamonds is 30 diamonds. You don't actually have to share that just like in the Facebook one. You just have to reach the outside the screen and then you get the gems. So you don't clutter everybody's feed with stuff from the game. You know, in fact, I'm feeling frisky. Let's do a 10. Let's do a 10, and I have 55 more over there. So let's pull. Oh, I got something. It's not a double S card because it didn't vibrate. It's probably going to be Andromeda Shun. Oh, a Leo. Nice. and 3 more shards. Anyways. Yeah. So you see, it's bad luck. It's during the banner. Oh, but I need the Isaacs. Yeah, that was good. And Shinas too. So well, now I can upgrade my Leo for 8 cents. Because I think Iloya doesn't have any upgrades in this version from me. Oh yeah, has one. Well, now he's 8 cents enabled. There you go. Now he inherits 84% of the damage when his Lion Roar activates. So now I have this. It only gives life and stat resist. But yeah, I'm not thrilled with how GT Arcade is handling this. I mean, well, I made 1 star back. Oh, I have to play this before it ends. Just for the blue book pieces. So yeah, I'm not thrilled. I'm not amused with how GT Arcade is handling this game. They are after your money and they don't care about you. The Chinese ones are far more generous. So, like, half my audience is from Thailand and most of them from Indonesia. Actually, the majority of my audience is from Indonesia. GT Arcade doesn't love you guys, really. So if you're just staying because of the language barrier or something like that, the menus are in the same place in both versions. So you can just use the Awakening version for reference to know where the stuff is and what it does. I'm gonna go with Divine Pegasus now. Uh, but seeing just how greedy GT Arcade is, I will switch over to the Chinese version. I think is if you use there's been some people commenting that in my videos and Facebook. I think there is one way if you have WeChat, as long as you have WeChat and you are of age. I don't know what the legal age in Southeast Asia is because there's a lot of countries there. Thailand, Singapore, uh, Indonesia, Vietnam, Macau. Is that a city or a country? Well, there's China, Russia, India, Malaysia. Lots of countries there. So um, if the language is a problem, well, I don't think it's a real big one. I'm Mexican. I speak English barely, and I don't know Chinese. I don't know what any of this means. But you can infer context from playing other versions. Like there is a bag. Oh, that's an inventory. Two praying hands. Well, I don't know what that is. The green one looks like a Pandora box. The other one is a diamond, a purple diamond. So you click on them and then you see, oh, there's a lineup screen. And stuff changes if you press things. Oh, there's a menu. Also, this lets you separate the stuff by rank. And the symbols, I don't know what they mean. It's list everything. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that. But now you have that other game, The Awakening, as reference. So now you know where everything is. And I started learning yellow usually means yes in this version. So if you want something to activate, click on the yellow one, and the blue one is no. In this game, yellow is go, blue is stop, blue is no. Yellow is yes, blue is I don't want to do this, or I want out. Like this, I want to activate this, and yellow is yes, blue is no. So that language barrier thing is no longer a thing. It was a problem in games with story that give you that you have to read a lot of stuff. It is a problem there. By the way, the scrolls don't give more rewards here. They just give you the rewards of 10 scrolls at the same time. That's why it looks like there is a lot of stuff going on. Okay, so no more Chaos Tournament for this week. When there's no Chaos Tournament, you don't get the other screen. So yeah, guys, if you're spending money in Awakening, stop. I have also seen a lot of people selling their accounts, or I don't know if this is a common practice in Southeast Asia. I haven't seen that in American or European servers unless the guy is going to quit, and it's usually done in a very transparent way. But usually Euros and Americans just quit the game and possibly torch the account. Like they get banned on purpose, they trash everything in the inventory or things like that. That's how it usually goes. So I'm not very familiar with these selling account things. There's a guy advertising an account that this is what I don't understand. Because he's asking for $900 just because it has a Poseidon. He's nowhere near that value. And everybody else is not limited anymore, so what's the appeal? Because trust me, a new Poseidon banner is going to come out. They're probably going to farm him. They're probably going to squeeze as much money as they can out of the gods by keeping them limited and repeating their banners just to provoke this. And that's why I am done with Awakening version. I'm gonna keep making material. I'm gonna keep uploading stuff from Ymir, from Galaxy, tutorials for the dungeons and stuff like that. But I'm not playing the Awakening version in any serious capacity anymore. Like, I already have a team that does 4 million damage to the Legion boss. And I'm gonna keep using that. I'm probably going to bring that team to 80 just to maximize the effectiveness, just to keep supporting my guild that I'm the leader of, because it's going to be very, very crappy of my part to just walk away, even though I could just relinquish my leadership in the guild before quitting, just so as not to be alone. And in fact, this game has a built-in feature where if your leader hasn't logged in for 3 days straight, leadership immediately goes to somebody else. First to sub-commanders. If no sub-commander is set, then it goes to one of the elites. If no elites inside your guild, then it goes to somebody else at random. So that doesn't happen, so that if your leader gets sick, if he loses his cell phone, if he loses access to his account, you don't have to all quit the guild and lose the advantages and the advancements you have. So there is that. So I'm not going to do that. And if I ever quit Awakening, then I'm going to give my leadership to somebody else. But that's in the future. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done with Awakening. I'm done with doing the summoning videos in that version. I'm gonna be saving stars, because right now I have none. I'm gonna be saving stars for Hades or something like that, for some very, very meta heavy tune. Now, Gold Hyoga is meta, but he is useless by himself. His damage is kind of good, but he cannot one-shot people. And if he is left alone, he only has his basic and his taunt. So he is useless without that. That I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. Um, he's not a very powerful unit. He's a kick-ass support for an S-card, does decent damage for support because he can attack 5 times in a single round with his passive. But just like Evil Saga, because he's designed to combat Evil Saga, he requires both heavy blue book investment and let's say Evil Saga works by himself, but the Gold Hyoga needs somebody else to cast his Southern Cross skill on. So if Gold Hyoga is the last character in a team, he's dead. Like if you're down to just another support and Hyoga and nobody's healing, that team is toast. There are very specific ways to use Gold Hyoga, and he is not. He was very limited release in the Chinese version, so not everybody has him, and the rest of us are trying to get him through shards, and that's probably not going to be the case. So maybe he will get a banner later, because that's the only way Juso games and GT Arcade are able to do what they are going to do. But like I'm not talking trash about the Gold Hyoga because I'm not going to pull for him. I'm just stating that he is a meta character, but his meta doesn't exist yet, and he's going to upset the meta right now because there are not going to be many tunes able to counter him directly. What you're going to do with Gold Hyoga is, if you get him, then you're going to have to bring up your Misty up and just keep casting Southern Cross on Misty all round long. That's what you're going to do. That's the meta for Gold Hyoga. And you can use Mu in that team and just put the barriers on top, the crystal walls on top of Misty. And that leaves you, because this is a very, very economical setup, that only you want them as fast as possible. And you're going to spend 2 energy on that setup. So on round 2, you are going to be able to unleash the Starlight Extinction with a pretty good charge. The remaining 3 characters can be whoever you want. You can put June in, so if somebody else gets hit or an AoE goes down before the barrier from Misty starts sharing, you also charge the crystal wall. But that still leaves you 2 slots for heavy damage, like a Shion and a Doko, or a Shion and Milo, or you can even use Milo and somebody else just to keep the theme going that it's a low energy consumption. Oh, Outrage Shiryu, so you can punish those Kiki heavy compositions. But it can work like that. But there it is. I'm probably not going to pull for that one. Maybe 10 or 20 next weekend. But I'm not really excited. Even though I don't have him in the Chinese server, I'm really mad that they changed the order so much and releasing Gold Hyoga exactly after Poseidon If they wanted more money, why not extend the Poseidon banner for another week? Or repeat a single canon one? What's keeping them from releasing Athena right now? Nothing. Nothing really. They're just after your money. So, anyways, I can go on for 2 hours crapping on GT Arcade because it's a very bad management. And you know the sad part? If they wanted people to spend money on this, why just use Facebook? Why don't they have a decent YouTube channel with the guides? Why wait until people like me start making tutorials? Because you know what? Every tutorial is 1 year old. The things that people are asking for me in this channel, I'm going to do them because they are needed. But those are things that I did a year ago when the game came out. How to refine Cosmos, where to get Cosmos, what's the best substat setup for Cosmo, how to level up quick, how to get a lot of summoning stars for free, how to get blue book shards, how to get green books. All of that stuff I already did in my Spanish channel. So I'm going to repeat all of that for this one in the coming week. But I'm not happy with that thing. Because why keep the pretense up that they are somehow developing things like that? Thematically, I can understand that because the storyline in the Awakening version is more or less around the time with the bronzes get their gold armors. And Gold Hyoga is not just a rare skin, and it's not an skin. It's a separate character with different values for life, for cosmic attack, for cosmic defense, speed, and whatever else. It's a completely different character, just like normal Iki, Phoenix, Firebird, and Divine Phoenix are. This is not like other games where you just get a new reskin version that is more powerful. You can make a team that is perfectly valid, difficult to set up with all three Ikis. But you can do that. And they are actually complement each other real well. Except that normal Phoenix and Divine Cloth don't put fire marks on the enemies. But they work because they are all cosmic damage. So I'm gonna close the video. So thank you all guys for watching. But that's the thing. Some other people are already asking about Thanatos and Hypnos. Some people are asking about the Asgard God Warriors. Some people are asking about the Lost Canvas characters. They want Lost Canvas characters in this game. Because GT Arcade is not being honest and it's not actually telling people that they are not the game creators and that they cannot introduce any character that has not been released in the Chinese version. That's the thing. That's my beef with them. They are pretending to be the game creators, not just publishers, and they don't like because they actually erased one post in their Facebook page from me advertising Athena with the battle armor. It was taken down because they don't want people finding out that they are not the creators of the game, and there are other versions like the Taiwanese one that is also ahead of the Singapore one, or the Gamma Mobi Japanese version that also has made a mess of the release. I think they're also around the Hades release with them. The Taiwanese also has double banners and shit like that, but at least they are consistent. Like they released Pandora and Radamantis at the same time, but then they made a repeat of Radamantis, then they made a repeat of Pandora, Then they made the Divine Pegasus. Then they made Divine Pegasus and Radamantis at the same time. They released Hades, and then Hades with somebody else. At least is thematically consistent within their chapter. There is that. So I just get very, very angry, very incensed that they are pulling this shit on players because it's not honest. And I'm gonna keep covering the game, but just the Chinese version, like new characters, new strategies, how the meta is like. I've seen that you like the Yamir tournament videos. I'm gonna keep transmitting the Yamir tournaments and everything that is PvP related. It's kind of hard for me because the Chinese server, the very big stuff, it's at around 6 a.m. in the morning for me. So recording the finals, I have to put up an alarm the day before just to get up and record the finals. Yeah, but I can do that, guys. I can do that. If you're liking that content so much, I'm definitely gonna keep doing that. But I'm not giving any more money to GT Arcade. I'm not making them any money. I'm not gonna shield for them like other content creators that are going to go, oh, Gold Hyoga is out. I cannot wait to see what's next, because we already know what's next. The whole roster is out. There are no secrets for this game, except what's the next character going to be in the Chinese server. But you know what? We get a warning, we get advertisement, we get a heads up in the Chinese server a week in advance. So I'm gonna be reporting that. If any change happens over here, I'm gonna be reporting to you, oh, such and such character is coming. And yeah, I can shield that. That way, when you can build up an expectations, and when you start wondering what the hell is going on, yeah, that I can shield for that. But not when it's Tuesday morning for me and the server is going down at around 5-6 p.m. for me. But I just found out what the next character is going to be. How do you build expectations? Like, most of you are probably not going to be watching this video right when it's uploaded, because for you in Southeast Asia is nighttime right now and early morning, not even evening or midnight. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that. So you're probably going to be finding out who the character is right when you start updating your application. If they haven't put up a banner inside the game right now, how do you prepare for that? That's what they want to prevent people from doing. They want to prevent you, the player, you, from saving summoning stars for a character that you actually want. So yeah, Gold Hyoga is gonna be worth the pulls. Yeah, certainly. I can tell you that with certainty. He is going to be worth the pulls. But again, he is not really needed. Like later on, if you get a Divine Pegasus, you can ignore Gold Hyoga completely. In fact, make him your first target. Healer, then this guy. When God Phoenix comes out, he's going to be completely irrelevant. He is not more popular in the Chinese version because he is a very limited character, not because he is that good. He's very good. What he does is amazing for the metagame. When the metagame revolves around not using energy because you are afraid of Evil Saga. That's what happens. So if you get Gold Hyoga right now, you're not going to see a real improvement in your PvP ratings because the character he was designed to counter doesn't exist in your version of the game yet. So, before this becomes 2 hours long and feels like you're going to church, I thank you again, guys, for your preference. You're a wonderful audience. And remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click on the little bell. All of that helps me. I have already 1,000 subscribers, so I'm probably going to be able to monetize content real soon. But still, I leave the link for the PayPal account, for the PayPal me, and as soon as I get a new video card, because those are, even the middle range ones are pretty expensive in my country. Like you can expect 100% markup on the damn things because of tariffs, especially now during the Orange Man Bad administration. Tariffs, customs, and local taxes bring all the electronics for computers. They render those very expensive. Like you know how in the United States you can go to any Walmart and buy a $500 gaming PC, like very low gaming PC, but they sell gaming PCs at Walmart. Well, that doesn't happen in my country. Like you have to go to a distributor for office space things like furniture and supplies, and there you can get $1,000 computer that is actually worth around $400. You know those stinkers from Dell and I don't know if Hewlett Packard exists anymore, or Compaq. But those kind of computers, those grandma computers, and yeah, they are $1,000. So getting parts is not very easy in my country, and I cannot import anyways. I cannot buy from Amazon and expect my piece to arrive, because if it's not to a spec, if it's not what I ask for, if there is some trouble with the product, Mexico is big enough that it takes longer than the guarantee to get the things and to send the things back for guarantee, for warranty. I cannot import from Newegg or other shops, so it's a big problem. So if you feel like contributing so I can start streaming, because I can live stream Jamir tournament at the time it happens. In fact, I'm going to try in the next Jamir edition or the next Chaos tournament, I'm going to try to start streaming at server reset and during the tournament. So anyways, it's an hour-long video again without really touching anything. I'm gonna try to keep the video shorter from now on, but I just had to express my outrage. Even if I'm not screaming, if I'm not yelling, I'm very angry at how GT Arcade is handling this game. So I'm gonna stop shilling for them, in the sense that I'm not covering the Awakening version anymore, aside from, like in this video, reporting what is going on in the server. But I'm not making any kind of publicity or advertisement for them. I'm very angry. So thank you guys for watching. See you again. See you next time. In the meantime, keep grinding on.